Around mid, about the age I am now, mid 80s, mother developed a tremendous amount of pain in one of her knees, and it was radiating pain. She didn't figure that out for a long time, but finally a doctor told her it was worn out discs in her lower back that were causing the vertebrae to rub against the nerves erupting from the spinal cord, and it hurt, and it hurt down her leg. And she spent the winters, she told me it had been more than one winter, pretty much sitting in the house with her leg hurting, and elevating her leg and putting heat on it. And she finally went to a orthopedic surgeon with my brother, and he did some x-rays and told her the bad news about the discs wearing out and so on. But he said, "You're too old for me to recommend a surgery to fuse your lower vertebrae or in some way surgically relieve you of this pain." But as she was getting up to leave, and my brother with her, he said, kind of as she's going out the door, "But you know, some of my patients have found some real relief from water aerobics. You might want to give that a try." He didn't push it very hard. He just kind of dropped a little, few crystals into the supersaturated solution, and down in the bottom, filtered out, Mom started going to water aerobics, and within 2 weeks, the pain was gone, never to return. She kept doing water aerobics until close to the last year of her life, when heart failure became so bad she literally couldn't enjoy increasing her heart rate in the water. But when I came to live with her, when she was 92, I think, or 93, I came and lived with her for 3 years, and started going to water aerobics with her. And I fell in love with it. I wasn't having back pain, but it just made me feel so good to get in that water and get my heart rate up. By then, I was only 68 years old, and I wasn't having any low back. I'm repeating myself, no low back pain, but I just fell in love with it, and I loved doing it with Mom. Sometimes Sister Karen would come and do it with us, and when we got done, we'd go over to the little community center that was across the parking lot and have lunch with the older people. My sister and I had a tremendous reaction the first time we were in there with Mom. We looked around and it was all these seniors, and we were like, "Well, we're not old people yet. What are we doing here?" It scared us. But anyway, we got over that. But when I went back to Portland in 2010, I began doing water aerobics in Portland, and I've done it ever since, with a big hiatus for the pandemic. And in the year of the deepest pandemic, I undertook to review all my collected papers in 4 large bins, and I sat at the dining room table and sorted those and looked at those for like 4 or 5 hours a day for, I think, about 7 or 8 days straight. Good old me pushing too hard on a project. At the end of that time, my back tightened up, and it took me, after that, the better part of a year to get rid of that back pain. And I got rid of it by going to water aerobics. Just as soon as the pandemic let up enough to let people go back in the pool, I was in there. And I've done it, I do it 3 times a week, religiously, and it's just wonderful. In addition to moving and twisting and moving, it gets my heart rate up. And I've come to the belief, a very strong belief I have, that I need to get my heart rate up every day for even only 15 minutes. It seems to me that'll do the trick. but you've got to keep that muscle toned, that heart muscle toned. And water aerobics will do it for you. People say, well, it's very low impact. It is, but if you push yourself, the lesson is for about 50 minutes, and during the first 20 or 30, I really push myself, and then the last 20 or so, it's more concentrating on stretching and cooling down. But water aerobics, I couldn't recommend it more. It's so wonderful. It's life-giving.